Hello and welcome back. It is look at how far into the book we are. 17 of the magic. Day 17 says the magic check. Are you feeling this one? I'm feeling this one. In the magical universe, there are no coincidences and there are no accidents. Nothing happens unless someone wills it to happen. When you direct gratitude's magical power towards any negative condition, a new condition is created, eliminating the old condition. That means that when you get yourself into the place where you feel grateful for money, then you feel a lack of money. A new condition is created, eliminating the lack of money and magically replacing it with more money. All bad feelings about money push money away from you and reduce the amount of money in your life. And every time you feel bad about money, you reduce it a little more. If you have feelings about money like envy, disappointment, worry, or fear, you cannot receive more. The law of attraction says that like attracts like. So if you feel disappointed that you don't have enough money, you will receive more disappointing circumstances of not having enough money. If you are worried about money, you will receive more worrying situations about money. Then you must receive more situations that will continue to make you fearful about money. However difficult it may be, you have to ignore your current situation and any lack of money you may currently be experiencing, and gratitude is the only guaranteed way for you to do that. Because if you're not grateful each time your riches or monies increase, you will stop the abundance from flowing to you. Money can come to you through receiving an unexpected check, an increase in salary, a lottery win, a tax refund, or an unanticipated gift of money from someone. Your money can also increase when somebody else spontaneously picks up the tab for coffee, lunch, or dinner. When you're about to purchase an item and you discover it has been discounted, when there's a money back offer on a purchase, or when someone gives you a gift or something you needed to buy. This happened to me today. That's why I'm giggling. The end result of every one of these circumstances is that you have more money. So whenever a situation arises, ask yourself, does this circumstance mean that I have more money? Because if it does, you need to be very grateful for the money you're receiving through that circumstance. If you tell a friend you're about to buy an item and the friend offers to lend or give you that very item because they don't use it, or if you're planning to travel and you hear about a discounted special that you end up taking, or if your lending institution lowers their interest rate, oh, aren't these all amazing things? Or a service provider offers you a far better package, your money magically increases through the savings of money. Are you getting the idea of unlimited situations where you can receive money? Most likely, you've experienced some of these situations in the past, and whether you realize it or not, at that time, they occurred because you attracted them. But when gratitude is your way of life, you attract magical situations all of the time. That is a highlight moment. That is a highlight moment. But when gratitude is your way of life, you attract a magical situation all the time. Many people call it good luck, but it's not luck at all. It is universal law. You know what? We need to look at that again on Sunday. Any circumstances that result in you having more money or receiving something that costs money is a result of your gratitude. You'll feel joy in knowing that you did it. And when you continue or combine your joy with your gratitude, you have a real magnetic force that will keep attracting more and more abundance. There's that word. We love prosperity and we love abundance. When I arrived in the United States several years ago, I arrived with 2 suitcases. I worked in a bare bones apartment with my computer on my lap. I didn't have a car, and so I mostly walked everywhere. But I was grateful for everything. I was so grateful to be in the United States. I was grateful for the work I was doing. I was grateful for the bare bones apartment with its 4 plates, 4 knives, 4 forks, and 4 spoons. I was grateful that I could walk to most places, and I was grateful that there was a taxi stand right across the street. Then something incredible happened. A person I knew decided to gift to me a driver and a car for a few months. Other than my computer, I was living with the most basic material things to survive. And then suddenly, I had my own personal driver and car. I was grateful. I was given more. And that is exactly how the magic happens with gratitude. Today's magical practice for the money you want to receive has brought outstanding results to so many people. At the end of this practice, you will find a blank magic check from the gratitude bank of the universe. Now remember, we have this from The Secret. If you followed us and we were doing The Secret on the live, this was part of The Secret. They're now reiterating and making it come to your attention and your mind and in the forefront of your brain. So we have that blank check from the universe, and you're going to write out that magic check to yourself. Fill in the amount of money that you want to receive, along with your name and today's date. Choose a specific amount of money for one thing you really want, because you will be able to feel more gratitude for the money when you know that you're going to spend the money on it. Money is a means to what you want, but it's not the end result. So if you just thought about money per se, you wouldn't be able to feel as much gratitude. When you imagine getting the things that you really want or doing the things that you really want to do, you feel far more gratitude than if you were just being grateful for the check, which is the monies, right? So yes, they're giving us that blank check, and I think it's over on my .com under The Secret. I just sit here and I look at that check because I made it the background on my computer screen. I've now got to focus on, if I had that monies, where would that money be allocated? Where would it go? What would I do with it? Oh, I'm so doing that today. You can photocopy or scan the magic check from the book. You can also get an abundance or blank check over at www.thesecret.tv/magiccheck. If you want, you can start with a smaller amount on your first check. And after you receive the smaller amount, you can keep increasing the amounts of your next checks. The benefit of starting with a smaller amount is that when you magically receive it, you'll know that you did it. Now, I started huge. I started very large. The benefit of starting with a smaller amount is that when you magically receive it, you will know that you did it, okay? You will know absolutely that the magic of gratitude worked. And the gratitude and joy you feel will make bigger amounts believable to you. Once you have filled out the details of the magic check, hold the check in your hands and think about the specific things you want the money for. Get a picture in your brain and visualize yourself acting and actually using the money you get. What would be the first thing that you want? and put as much excitement and gratitude into that as you can. Maybe you want the money for a new pair of shoes, a computer, or a new bed. So picture yourself actually buying what you want in a store. If you would purchase what you want online, then picture yourself receiving the delivery so that you feel excitement and gratitude. You might want the money to travel overseas or for your child's college education. So imagine buying an airplane ticket or opening a college bank account and feel as happy and grateful as you really received it. After you've completed these steps, take the magic check with you today, or put it in a place where you will see it often, or at least 2 more occasions during the day. Take that magic check in your hands. Picture yourself actually using the money for what you wanted and feel as grateful and excited as you can, as though you are really doing it. If you want, you can do it more times in the day. Do it as many times as you possibly can. As with any other magical practice, you can't do it too often. At the end of today, either keep your magic check where you had it, or put it in another prominent place where you will see it daily. You can put it in your bathroom mirror, on your bathroom mirror, on your refrigerator, underneath your magic rock, in your car or wallet, or in the background of your computer, which is what I did. Anytime you see your magic check, feel as though you received that money and be grateful that now you can have or do what you want. When you have received the money on your magic check, or you have received an amount you wanted to spend the money on in another magical way, replace the check with a new amount or something else that you really want, and continue with the magic check practices as long as you want. Now, Magic Practice 17, we will have the printable over on the.com. The magic check. Count your blessings. Make a list of 10 blessings. Write why you're grateful. Reread your list. And at the end of each blessing, say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And feel as grateful for the blessing as you can. 2. Fill in your magic check with the amount of money that you want to receive, along with your name and today's date. Hold your magic check in your hands and imagine purchasing the specific things you want with that money. Feel as happy and grateful as you can that you have received it. Take the magic check with you today, or put it in a place where you will see it often, or at least 2 more occasions. Take the check in your hands. Picture yourself using that money for what you want, and feel as grateful as though you were really doing it. At the end of today, keep the magic check in your prominent place where you will see it daily. When you have received that money on your check, or if you received an item you wanted to spend that money on, replace that check with a new amount for something else that you want, and then repeat steps 2 and 4. Just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic check. I'm going to say magic check and your rock. Where's my rock? It's hiding. I'm sorry. Just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words. Thank you for the best things that happened during the day. And here is the magic check in the book. Now, if you do not have the book and you're reading along, you can't be grateful for money and disappointed about money at the same time. You can't be thinking grateful thoughts about money and have worried thoughts about money at the same time. Nor can you be grateful for money and have fearful thoughts about money at the same time. When you're grateful for money, not only do you stop the negative thoughts and feelings that push money away from you, you're doing the very thing that brings more money to you. You have already practiced gratitude for the money you have received and continue to receive. So before you use gratitude's magical power for the money you want, you may need to understand the various ways and avenues that money or riches could come into your life. So yes, we have our secret notebook. I'm sorry, excuse me. We have our magic notebook, right? And we have all of our cards with all of our prompts and our practices, right? But if you are part of our savings and budget community, or if you'd like to join us in saving money and being as positive as you can about everything in your life, including money, there's a whole secret section on the .com, which is Donna, poweredbycreativity.com. But in there, we have this here, and I wanted to show it to you. This is the secret check. It is over on the .com. But what do you get with the secret check? You get this this cutout, right, for you to start tracking about the monies. But there's also this. This is a challenge, right? So that's over on the .com. But what we also have is this. It's called the Secret Check Register. Now, as long as we're writing down our blessings and things like that, when we read The Secret, I said, okay, say that you had a specific amount of that check, right? This check, $2,000. So I want you to then take your deposit slip, write $2,000 on it, and start a check registry with $2,000. And then I want you to make your deductions as if you've got the money and that you are doing what you want with that money, whatever the amount is that you want to do. So this is just another form of for visualizing what we actually want. Yes. So there's so many tools over on the .com, and they're all listed underneath the secret, because it's not just the secret, it's the magic. And really, I feel that everything inside the magic we discussed within the secret, but it's just making us do due diligence, meaning we're doing something to make it come to us. We're practicing more and more and more, hence the magic practices. I'm in love with this. I say it at the end of every video, and you did that last night, and I am truly blessed with this. I feel it. I want to be this, and I'd love to hear what your take on this is. Tomorrow, we will do 18. Oh, more paper, more pen to paper. Love it. All right, everyone. Have a magical, blessed day. See you in the next one. Bye.